Hi guys and welcome back to OPAG News TV. There was chaos at the Faculty of Arts, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, after a female student, whom we identified as Godembakwe Chiamaka Precious, attacked and beat a lecturer during a heated altercation. The incident, which occurred on campus, stemmed from the argument after the lecturer, identified as Dr. Chukwudi Okoye, interrupted the student while she was recording a dance video in the faculty corridor, which we assume was a TikTok video. Eyewitnesses said the student was recording the video when the lecturer tapped her at the back and said, "Excuse me." However, she became visibly upset and said, "Can you imagine how he just hit me?" This disagreement quickly escalated into a physical confrontation, with the students grabbing the lecturer's clothes aggressively as onlookers tried to intervene. The video really shook the internet, and Nigeria was thrown into shock as to why a student would be having a confrontation with a lecturer. The young lady later gave her own narration of what really happened. She said, "This morning, around 11 a.m., I was recording a quick video with a friend along my lecture room hallway when out of nowhere, I felt a push from my left side, accompanied by a curt, 'Excuse me.' Initially, I thought it was a student, but when I turned around, I was shocked to see a man, a lecturer, unbeknownst to me. I felt helpless, faint, and utterly disrespected. I whispered to my friend, 'Omo, see how this lecturer pushed me,' and my friend tried to reassure me. Before I could even process what had just happened, someone tried to grab my phone from behind. I held on tight, exclaiming in shock, and turned around to see the same man who had pushed me earlier. Mind you, I didn't even know he was a lecturer. I pleaded with him, 'Sorry, sir, why are you dragging my phone?' But he remained silent, tugging at my phone until it fell and broke. I was devastated and at the same time, still lamenting in pains as I picked up the pieces of my shattered phone. But the situation took a dark turn when the lecturer grasped my breast region, saying unspeakable things. I was left stunned, trying to comprehend the horror unfolding before me. As I realized my cleavage was exposed, I begged him to let me go, but he ignored my pleas, holding me firmly. His nails and clutches left certain prints and scratches on my chest rather. I was mortified. I tried to cover myself, pulled my dress together, and exclaimed in depression, 'Sir, I'll hold you.' I didn't mean to threaten him. I just wanted him to release me, but he wouldn't budge. In a split second, I bit his hand, hoping he would let go. That was when I held his clothes and accidentally tore his shirt. The situation escalated with some students intervening, and in no time, I saw theater art students from his department approaching me with weapons. I was terrified and hurt. The securities eventually arrived, taking me away in their van. I'm still shaken by the events that transpired. I never intended to disrespect a lecturer. I was acting under duress, protecting my dignity and interest as a woman. I'm deeply sorry for my reactions, and I hope that somehow, some way, this situation can be resolved peacefully. After reading her own side of the story, we were wondering who's right and who's wrong. Could there have been a confrontation between them before now? Coming to her statement, she said that she didn't know that he was a lecturer. In her statement, it says, "I was shocked to see a man, a lecturer, unbeknownst to me." But at the same time, she also said that she whispered to her friend, "Omo, see how this lecturer pushed me." How did you say you didn't know he was a lecturer and you still told your friend, "Omo, see how this lecturer pushed me"? Anyway, we'll get back to
All
that.
right. So what
Then, we saw
exactly
a video
happened?
of Daddy Freeze interviewing the
Okay,
sister
so
of the lecturer. The
this
video is
incident
quite
happened
long, but we had to
yesterday,
cut it short to
actually.
just
Okay.
get the main
My
points.
brother called me. He called me as soon as it happened because we are very close. So he called me immediately it happened, and he said that he had just finished from class, lecturing a class, and was walking back to his office. Where the girl was standing, the building or where she was standing was, the building where his office is located. So he was, walking past and everything. So he said initially he didn't notice her. He didn't even know she was doing a video. So it was while he was trying to walk past and everything that he noticed she was, coming back towards him. So he kind of brought out his hand to like, hold her, or more like to like stop her from hitting him, and he just said, excuse me, and walked past. So he said he had gone a few steps and heard the girl, like, he said what drew his attention was the girl saying, who does he even think he is, even if he's a lecturer, and so what? That was what the girl said. So that was what made him stop. So he said the reason he stopped was he wanted to know if this girl is actually his student, because like I said, she was standing very close to his office. That building is where his office was. That's like the theater arts, that's where his office was. So he said he wanted to know if the girl is actually his student, but getting close to her, he noticed that he didn't recognize her and everything. And that was when he now noticed the phone and noticed that she was making a video. So he now asked her, and he just told her to delete the video, that he doesn't want his face in the video. And the girl, started ranting and everything. So, from then on, it just escalated. He said he didn't even like understand what was happening before he
That being
knew it,
said,
that the girl
we
was
also saw a
totally bleeding,
video of the
scratching him,
lecturer giving his own
beat
side
him
of the story.
on the arm.
My name is Dr. Chukwudi Michael Okoye, a lecturer with the Department of Theatre and Film Studies, Faculty of Arts, Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Well, like I said, I wouldn't want to go into the narration because it will take quite some time. But, like as the only modification I will just give for the essence of recording is I was leaving a classroom to my office when I saw the lady along the passage, along the corridor of the Faculty of Arts. So she was making a TikTok video, and I needed to pass because, the way the place is, and someone was by there. So I just tapped and said, excuse me, and walked off. And when she made that insultive comment, I had to come back to first ascertain if she was a student, my student in the department. And then I needed her, because I noticed it was a TikTok video, so I needed her to delete it. I actually asked her to delete right in front of me. When she refused, I stretched my hand to confiscate the phone. And now, because I knew that would make her now say she's from the social department, because I had no knowledge of who she was. And that was when all hell let loose. And the rest, like they say, is history. So that's all I can say for now. Any other actions and whatever, I leave that to the committee to sort out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Anyway, the school management had published a letter from the office of the Vice Chancellor saying they were looking into the matter. There have been so many reactions and opinions to the incident, and we want to look into them accordingly. Now, someone said, it's unwise blaming the Unizik girl that fought lecturer instead of blaming lecturer. More unwise how the lecturer, public figure, walked into the video himself in public place, yet demanding video be deleted. Why pushing her when the walkway is wide enough for all? Wanting to forcefully seize her phone is attempt to privacy invasion. Assault. A good art lecturer would know social lifestyle of art students which he lacks and needs training on. This sudden clash, disrespect speaks volume about relationship request and denial. Playing victim when he caused it is most unwise. Elders too make mistakes and not always right. The lecturer has 48 hours to apologize, else, so unwise. And someone said, the incident between the Unizik students and the lecturer highlights the decline of discipline in our society. A lecturer politely asked the students to excuse him, yet the student responded rudely and even fought back. Girls need to do better. And Chud made a post saying, the saddest thing about the Unizik incident is not just the assault on the lecturer, but the false accusation labeled on him by the students. Alleging that the lecturer sexually harassed her by touching her breasts is a whole level of mischief. She played this sexual harassment card because she knew the society would easily accept the story without question. This is what men face every day, and nobody even believes a man's story because the woman is always seen as the vulnerable one. Everyone needs to condemn this act. This could be your brother or father someday. There should be punishments for false accusations like this. Seriously, when cases of false accusations as such come up, there should be punishments and charges laid on the false accuser. There was a video for crying out loud. Nigerian rapper Rugged Man said, a lawyer would say, you can demand she deletes a video showing you, but you can't reach for her phone. You should have called for the school authorities and they would have done their job and all this drama won't be happening between a lecturer and a student. 1. She was there before you. 2. What she said isn't an insult but a question. 3. Reaching for her property is wrong and she protected her property. 4. If your hand no stretch to her, she no go bite you. Someone said, in those days, when you see lecturer, fear go catch you. Either the lecturer is from your faculty or not. Most especially those lecturers that teach 4 unit courses. And seriously, that was the truth. Back then, when you see a lecturer, you begin to take on your heels. You don't just begin to make a video in the corridor in the school. Social media has really turned things upside down for this present Gen Z generation. Another one said, once they get breast and begin knack, respect goes out the window, and that's simply the truth. This incident has really brought about many discussions as to who's right and as to who is wrong.
I think the culprit here, first and foremost, is the lecturer. He didn't behave like a lecturer on the day. You could say excuse me without touching people. You absolutely did not, especially, that's not a male that you're touching. That's a female. And you're supposed to be like her teacher. You're supposed to be high up there. You're not supposed to touch. That's the beginning of the whole problem. The touch was the beginning of the whole problem. People believe that touching, I think it's because of our culture, that touching is something, that...
It's normal.
You see, this guy clearly started the problem.
By touching.
By touching her. I mean, why then were you excusing yourself if you were going to touch her? What's the meaning of excuse me? I mean, tell me, what is the meaning of excuse me? If you were going to touch her, why didn't you just touch her straight and not say excuse me? Because courtesy is excuse me, and without touching. And then she would look and, but you touched. So that's absolutely a no-no. That's number one. Now, the other part of this story is that there are so many parts of the narration that we did not see.
Yes, on camera.
Because when you look at the girl's mien, that's an aggressive person. Immediately after the touch, the way she looked,
she reacted,
and so on. So I suspect that she must have said some really nasty stuff. And then to further inflame whatever was going to happen afterwards.
For me, why would she be doing a video in front of the only entrance to that walkway? Is she even meant to do a TikTok video in school? Couldn't she wait till she got to the house before doing that video? Drop your comments and don't forget to stay subscribed, share, hit the like button, and turn on your notifications for more trending videos.